Hello, welcome to Soul Horizons Tarot. We're doing a general look ahead, what's coming towards you reading for the sign of Leo. Being that this is a collective reading, if it does not sound familiar, if it does not fit your situation, then it is not your story. This is the shorter reading. We'll go like a brief overview, quick overview over the cards, and then I will upload or add the extended version where we clarify everything and get a much deeper look. So for those of you that like short readings, great. And then there's also, for those of you that don't mind the longer readings, you don't even have to watch this one. I would suggest watching the extended. It'll have the same title, just have extended in the title. So this is going to be a reading about what's coming towards you. I'm using a modified Celtic cross spread. Let me know in the comments if this did resonate for you. Feel free to like, share, subscribe if you enjoyed this and want to see future content. But otherwise we are going to, one second, I need to turn on the fan because it seems like when I don't, my camera overheats. So for the sign of Leo, what is coming towards Leo? First one is going to be your current energy situation. The one after that is the most important, influential thing that's coming towards you that you would want or need to know about. The third card above is the silver linings or highlight that kind of show the positive aspects of what's coming towards you. Or the potential positive effects. The next one is the pitfalls, or potential pitfalls rather. So if the one on top is the highlight or silver lining and shows the positive aspects of what's coming towards you, the one on the bottom shows the less desirable aspects of what's coming towards you, the things that you need to watch out for. And then we'll do the potential roadblocks, challenges, or obstacles you'll face that may hold you back from what's coming towards you. And then the outside or external influence, followed by advice, and then finally the probable outcome, as well as the last card on the bottom of the deck, which will be the theme of what's coming towards you, which will tell me if it's regarding love, relationships that are not romantic, finance, career. So it's going to give us a better look at what it is that is coming towards you, what aspect of your life is it going to impact. Okay, so let's get this going. For the sign of Leo, for their best interest, greatest good, highest potential, clear, accurate story. Not what they want to hear, not what I want to tell them, but what is true and only serves towards their best interest, greatest good, highest potential. For the sign of Leo, please, for what's coming towards them. Alright, we're going to do 3 more shuffles. It's 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Alright. There's your card, Leo. Alright, so your current and home energy situation is the Devil. What's coming towards you? Oh wow, 3 major arcana already. Death. Don't freak out, 4 major arcana. Wow. So when we see this much major arcana right off the bat, this means that this has huge implications or major shifts, major energetic implications. Let's look at the this one. There you are again. So you're showing up very strong in your reading. That's a good thing. I'm going to have to check on the camera and see if everything is... Wow. I have never seen this many majors. Some of you, your major challenge at this time and during the process of what's coming towards you is letting something go, letting something die, letting something end, letting something run its course. We'll get to that. Interesting spread so far. Let me check and make sure everything's in frame. Need to come out just a little bit. That should be good. Okay, as far as signs, you're showing up twice, but we have Leo here, we have Capricorn, we have all the fixed signs, so you, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Taurus, but also Sagittarius is, no, excuse me, Capricorn again with the world. The Wheel of Fortune is Sagittarius energy, but again, also all the fixed. Anyway, Scorpio energy, Cancer, Pisces, Aries, Leo, Sag, specifically Leo, because the kings are the fixed. And that's it for major signs. Okay? So let's start off with your current energy situation. What's going on for you right now? You have the Devil card. Okay, so the Devil can represent a lot of things. This is one of those cards that is, you have to clarify to see which one is the correct representation. But the Devil can talk about contracts, it can talk about vices or addictions of any kind, whether that's addiction to sex, addiction to spending money, to gambling, to drugs or alcohol, maybe to eating or to distracting yourself. The unhealthy coping mechanisms, as well as negative behaviors or patterns. But yeah, it's usually karmic in nature. There's a lesson to be learned from the Devil. It's also about power, manipulation, control, or the lack thereof. The lack of power, giving up your power. It can represent fear. So if you imagine all of that, any one of those could be something significant to you at this time. Now, I could interpret this as a fear of the unknown, because what's coming towards you and what's in your way is the Wheel and Death. So death is not, it gets a bad rap. It can be a scary card, but death doesn't always mean literal death. In fact, it hardly ever means literal death. As at least in the way that we, jump to conclusions about it. It doesn't mean somebody's, let's not even go there. Death can talk about endings, transitions, change, transformation. With death comes rebirth. So the ending of a thing brings in new. Hence why it represents also change. It could be the death of ego. So whatever's coming towards you, and again, because you already have 5 major arcana, this means that this has either been going on for a long time, it's had, there's been an undercurrent or a theme in your life that's been going on, and this is still playing out, and it will play out for a longer period of time. This could mean that this is coming to an end now. Maybe you've been going through some heavy stuff, but whatever it is that you are going through, something is about to change. Something is about to end. Okay, so we'll clarify that in the long version. to see what exactly that represents. It very well could be a death of ego of sorts, because we do have the Strength card here, which is the theme. So something about you, yourself, your ego, your identity, or how you see yourself is going to change. That's the theme of this. Or Leo is going to change. Or going to, go through a rebirth process. Alright? Like a phoenix moment. So the highlight or silver lining of this is the High Priestess. So I think with the High Priestess being there, you'll have insight, and that you do have the Ace of Swords over here, which is, I think, a good thing. You'll have insight. You'll have intuitive hunches or downloads, or like a sixth sense about this, or maybe you sense it coming, or you are guided in some way, spiritually guided. She's here to help you, basically. The High Priestess is here to enlighten you. For some of you, this might be a very enlightening experience. It might open your eyes to a different way of seeing, thinking, experiencing. For some of you, it could unlock certain talents or powers that you might have neglected or didn't even know you possessed. So again, that's another card we'll clarify. I mean, we're clarifying all of these, but the High Priestess can talk about secrets, hidden, the unknown, but it's also a card about intuition. So something about that is going to be a positive experience for you. Like I said, I'm kind of going with an enlightenment. Maybe an awakening. An awakening of spiritual gifts. For some of you, you may have a healer help you, or you may realize that you want to be a healer. That could be a therapist, a counselor, or somebody that's more spiritually inclined, a spiritual healer, Reiki healer, oh my gosh, I can talk, healer, a tarot reader, somebody that works in the with divinatory tools. But otherwise, she is here to help you. Now, the pitfalls, or the potential pitfalls, or the things you need to watch out for, is this King of Wands. Now, this could represent you, because it is the sign of Leo, or a fire sign, so Aries, Leo, Sag. This could point to ego. This could point to a need to control something. I keep saying ego because you're showing up twice here. You're showing up as the thing that is the theme, and the possible potential pitfall. And Strength is a card, well, we'll get to that, but the potential pitfall here, or the thing you might need to watch out for, could be literally yourself. Maybe your need to control things. Maybe your need to be in charge, be the leader, or maybe somebody else's power. You do have the Devil over here, so someone could be abusing their power, exploiting their power over you, their control. The King of Wands has very good aspects, but this is in the position of what you need to watch out for. So you would look at more the negative aspects of the King of Wands. So very controlling, or can be controlling, power hungry, can be manipulative, can be selfish, demanding, hot-tempered, short fuse, pride. That's where I was going with that earlier. That's the reason I keep saying ego. Because both of these can represent pride. So pride might be something you need to watch out for. Your own or someone else's. But we'll definitely clarify. This could be representing a literal person or an energy that will be with this. Okay, so we'll clarify this to see what exactly this is. It could even be like a lack of motivation, or being too overzealous, like overly ambitious. But again, it's better to clarify. I think that's the gist of what we're doing here, is kind of just laying the groundwork for the short reading. This all ties in pretty nicely with the World card here, because it's got the 4 fixed signs, and it's almost pointing to all the aspects, like it's the cornerstone. So this is why I keep getting drawn back to the death of self, the death of ego, or like I said, a rebirth, a transition. The challenge that you will be facing, or potential challenge, the obstacle, the thing that might be holding you back from this, is the world. So the world is about closing out old chapters, completing cycles, beginning a new chapter, beginning a new path forward. So either you have been stuck in the same cycles over and over and over again. Maybe different characters have been in the cycle, but it's still the same story. The names of the characters change, just not the story. And this is the challenge that's showing up here. Or it could be the potential to get caught in a loop. Or especially because the devil is here. Remember I said sometimes that's repetitive patterns. So you will be faced, if that is what you're going through right now, this is the struggle, is to get out of that pattern, to break out of that cycle. For some of you, that could literally mean that you are clinging on to ego, you are clinging on to the need to control things, and it's what stops or blocks the change, the process of change. Possibly the fear of change is what is actually the root of it. But for some of you, the world can also just represent the kind of change that is, you're not just changing out a light bulb, you're not just taking out the cabinets in the kitchen and getting new ones. This is like life altering. It's moving to a new state, moving to an entirely new company that you don't, maybe you don't know a whole lot about. This is having a child, marriage, just something that changes your life. That is the challenge here. So there's a couple different stories there, but it all represents the closing out, or the getting out of a cycle. I think here you're meant to embrace the change, even as scary or, unnerving as it may be. So then we have your outside or external influence, and again, here's another ending with the Ten of Swords. So the outside or external can be anything or anyone outside of you. That can be people, energies, or situations that are in some way going to influence or impact this that's coming towards you, the Death card. The Ten of Swords does mean an ending, a heavy loss. But the good thing about the 10, any of the 10s represent completion. So this is like hitting rock bottom, or getting to the end of a very painful cycle, and now we get to start over. This is nearing the end of something that is heavy, painful, disappointing, you know, and sometimes, yeah, it can be traumatic. But we'll see. I don't know if this is an ending you're going through, or someone else, the ending of something else that in some way impacts you. So, for instance, as an example, your company goes bankrupt and now you're left trying to figure out what to do. Or you failed an exam and now you have to, you know, you're being forced to take backward steps. Somebody else's whatever relationship, stability, whatever, a friendship, something of that nature ends, and it changes you in a way, or it impacts you. It impacts this thing that's coming towards you. This could even be kind of like a catalyst for what's coming towards you. I don't know, maybe it comes after, but it seems like a lot of change. Abrupt, or just many things hitting all at once. And if you're in that devil energy, you may struggle. Not may. I think you are going to struggle because the world's right in front of you, and that is your challenge. You're going to struggle with it. Okay, so the Ten of Swords is an ending. The ending of something painful. There could be, you know, a betrayal here, because sometimes the Ten of Swords can talk about feeling backstabbed, but again, we'll clarify. Now your advice is the Ten of Pentacles. So the Ten of Pentacles is a card about financial prosperity, fulfillment, at least in a material sense, in a real world sense. It's the pentacles are tangible, okay, so they're not abstract like love or emotion. They're real. You can touch them, you can hold them. It talks about a stable, safe, functioning foundation. One that that's your legacy, basically. This can talk about, you know, owning a home, having a family, having a long-term relationship or marriage, but being in the advice position. This is kind of what the goal is, and I feel like this is like a reminder of, like, this is a terrible analogy, but it's the one that came to my head. You're playing football, you get hit really, really hard, knocked silly, and you kind of forget where you are at the moment, and it's just like the goalpost is shimmering right there to remind you where you're supposed to be. Yeah, that's a horrible analogy, but it's I don't want to say idealistic, because idealistic can mean, you know, not realistic. It's a reminder of the end goal, and to stick to that. For some of you, this could be surround yourself with loved ones, people that have always been there to support you. And to work on your stability. And keep that as your focus. So we'll clarify that one. Moving on to the most probable outcome. Keep in mind, probable is not definitive. You have free will, those around you have free will, and then you have divine will, whatever source you want to call it. Divine intervention, or spirit, God, universe. All of those wills are in play at all times. You have free will. So you can change this most of the time, or at least you can adapt. Anyway, your most probable outcome here is the Ace of Swords. And this is kind of what I was saying with the High Priestess and the Ace of Swords being right here together. It's like clarity, a moment of clarity, an aha moment, a realization, the truth. That's what the Ace of Swords is. It's communication of a truth or a realization of truth. Sometimes it can be painful, but it's mostly beneficial. It's to serve towards your best interest. To receive the Ace of Swords is to have no doubt, no confusion, and complete understanding, awareness, and acknowledgement. So whatever this is coming towards you, because this is the probable outcome of what's coming towards you, and your outcome, okay, is that you will receive clarity, insight, understanding. It could be a communication as well, because the Ace of Swords can talk about opening up a line of communication or a conversation. Okay, and then kind of already touched on this, but the theme of what is coming towards you is the Strength card. So again, this could be very much about just you. Okay, the theme of what's coming towards you is you. You are going through some changes. It can also be, Strength talks about willpower, mastery of self, compassion, patience, physical, mental, emotional strength. Having the ability to hold back when you need to and go when you need to. Having control over the fight or flight response. So if this is what's coming towards you, then this is the theme. So whichever one of those I'll clarify in the extended, but I got very strong message of ego, possibly pride. It's going to change that aspect of you. Maybe it's going to humble you. Or maybe it'll give you a clarity about who you are. I don't know why. I do know why, but the Lion King scene where Mufasa materializes out of the clouds and says to Simba, a goalpost, remember? Simba, remember who you are. That's the strongest message or the strongest energy that I'm getting from this whole reading, is to a reminder. But it may require, again, the death of ego, or the death of a cycle that you have been attached to, that you have contractually bound yourself to, willingly or not. It's forcing a change there. It's going to frighten you in a sense that you're going to want to shy away from this, or you're going to be hesitant. Because again, we've got 4 major arcana here so far. So this has pretty significant implications for you, for your life, for your future. Okay, so minor arcana are like the day-to-day, major arcana are long-lasting or underlying, or the undercurrent, so big picture stuff. Okay, for some of you this may completely change your perspective on what is your Ten of Pentacles. What do you hold value? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Oh, wow, I'm a dummy. I don't know why I said the Ten of Pentacles. That is not the Ten of Pentacles. That is the Nine of Pentacles. So working on self. Your advice here is to work on yourself. I apologize. That is the Nine of Pentacles. So this is about self-evolution, growth, expansion, abundance, working towards that Ten of Pentacles. It's not quite the Ten of Pentacles, but it's almost there. Your advice is to, you know, make it to where you're independent, make it to where you're self-sufficient, make it to where your confidence is where it needs to be. You know, retain or regain your confidence, your financial independence, your security. I don't know why I said Ten of Pentacles. Anyway, Leo, that is your short reading. If you enjoyed this and you want to know more, see you on the extended. If not, I appreciate everyone that stopped in or stayed throughout. I appreciate each and every one of you. Every bit of support helps. Leave a like, share, subscribe, and or comment in the comment section. Any of the information you want on getting a reading. If you like the thumbnail, I leave a link to where you can see more of that. I created it with a AI generating art app called NightCafe and edited with PicsArt. But anyway, that's all in the detail box. Other than that, thank you for being here, and I will talk to you guys next time.